So
What time is it? 8 o'clock?
it's 9 o'clock, so I'm allowed.
Well, it's 7:30 in the morning, so I'm trying to, still stay on the H2O. So I've got Suzi Quatro joining us this morning and this evening over there to discuss a new studio album, The Devil in Me. Fantastic album. I did listen to it all last night. We've got the album here, 12 tracks. Tell us about this album. I understand you collaborated with your son during lockdown, a lot of inspiration during the lockdown.
Yeah, this is our second collaboration. The first was No Control. And the first thing to release from this, which we talked, was the Christmas single, My Heart and Soul.
Yes.
Um, we kind of got our feet wet on No Control. First time working together, so you know how that is. You're finding your way into each other,
Yeah.
and there was no limits, no blueprint, just go. And that's what that album was, just sheer fun and
Mm.
exploration. This one, uh, he got his confidence big time, which is good. And he's always had his vision of who I am and what I am because he's been watching me since as far back as he can remember. So in my
Yeah, of
son's
course.
DNA is Suzi Quatro, but how he sees me, which is interesting. And he's always said to me, I know the kind of music you should be making right now. He's always very sure of himself. And he brought his 36-year-old energy and vision of me to the table
Mm.
and the next generation of music to the table. He's a fine guitar player. I didn't know he was so talented writing. I had no idea he was such a good writer.
Really?
Uh, yeah, I didn't. He never showed it. He kept
But
it sort of hidden. And then all of a sudden he started going, excuse me, where did that come from? Maybe he was a little bit scared, when you've got a famous parent, yeah, that you don't want to fail. So he took a while to come out of his shell. Anyway, he brought that to the table. It's like a perfect storm almost. And I brought my 57 years in the business, my life experience in my voice and my words, what I'm saying and what I'm bringing. And together we went like this. In a strange way, I gave birth to my son, and he's giving rebirth to me. And it's
wow.
just the most beautiful thing. I never thought I would say this. I never saw this coming, you know? But he's just relighting me, and I didn't know I needed to be relit. That's what's so annoying. I'm out there doing my thing, and honestly, sell out shows in the documentary, and blah, 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 and all of a sudden he's gone boing, and I've gone. So I'm seeing me through his eyes. It's just
Love
like it's
that.
brand new. Yeah, it's great.
So you mentioned about how he sees you, and how does he see you?
Exactly as this album is.
Right, right.
Exactly. He sees things as diverse as Love's Gone Bad. He loves that part of my voice. He always says to me, I love it, because we did a blues on the last album called Going Down Blues. And he
Yeah,
said, I love when you do the blues. And I said, why? I'm not a blues singer. He said,
yeah.
no. He said, that's why I love it, because the blues, when you sing it, it comes out you. And it's like your version of a blues.
Do you know what? I've got that written here about number 8, Isolation Blues. I was going to say the blue. I've got it written right here. I wrote it last night. I put that the blues suits you. That I wanted to tell you that the blues suits you. The Isolation Blues was sexy, slow, bluesy, and I've got notes here. It wasn't depressing because it was about the lockdown,
You sure?
right? My notes was just in that moment, not depressing, but you embracing what we went through, which was something difficult. So when you think of people think of something difficult, we think it makes us feel down and low. That's why I mentioned
No,
depressed. But this was
it's
not
up.
yeah, this was not depressing. It embraced what we went through, accepting it and dealing with it through this cool, groovy song. That's how I felt. I thought, wow, we're turning something sort of painful and something we don't understand into something that we can sit with. That's how I honestly felt about that song.
And you know what? So many it's surprising, and you've just put it very articulately, actually. I give you credit. I can't believe how many people, they're not saying it's the single, but how many people are commenting
Mm.
on this song. And I think, if I'm reading it right, by what you said as well, I've somehow, just by being honest and saying it exactly it is,
Mm.
I've put a positive spin on it in a strange kind of way.
That's right. Exactly. You have. and in the way through the music, it's not so much with words, saying positive words, but the vibe is positive.
Yeah, like we'll get through this.
We'll get through
I,
this.
and my favorite line in the whole song, I don't know if it's yours, but mine is, I'm G&T and getting so high, it's an alcoholic lullaby.
Yeah. True.
Myself, who hasn't been through that in this
Yeah.
time? Even people that don't drink are drinking at the moment.
So true, hey? Yeah, alcohol sales of whoop. Another one I like. Well, let's go through just very quickly. The Devil in Me. I mean, whoa, you know.
It's one of these. You know what I call the devil in me? It's like this.
It's so on.
It's classic Suzi, isn't it? What I see is classic Suzi.
I
And
would
it's
say yes.
yeah, it's born, and even the video. Boy, did he capture me!
Yeah, great video, by the way. Yes.
I think he must have studied. I said to him, he's a young kid. I said, "Did you OD on me?" And he said, "I did a little bit." So he watched. Well, you know, he's young, so he watched the DVD. And he must have watched a few back, and then he put his own young thoughts to it. And it's all about my mom. You know, my mom used to say all this to me.
Yeah, exactly. Mama always told me the angels
Well,
guard me, and Mama always told me the devil won't get me. Oh my gosh! Wow.
she used to say to me, and she said it all the time, and I loved my mother so much. And she said, "You were always the shyest child out of my five, the shyest, but always the one with the mischief in her eyes."
Mischief. Oh my
And
gosh.
and it's true, I do have it. So I always say to everybody, if I can bother somebody, I will.
With the eyes.
I just bother them. It's all here. I am mischievous,
there.
not devil bad, just mischievous. You
Of
know?
course, we need that. That's exciting and sassy in this world. We need it.
Absolutely. I'm no angel. And my mother always said, "Susan, you're an angel until your handle slips and it becomes a noose."
That's it. Exactly. How cute. Well, another thing is your eyes. I just want to mention your eyes in that video, The Devil in Me. Your eyes, I noticed your eyes a lot. So he did capture it well because it was sort of a bit, not crystal clear, you know, it was a bit interesting, a bit, not fuzzy is not the word, but, you know, a bit layered, the video, the look of it. But your eyes, I noticed your eyes. He captured that really well.
He did.
Look.
And that's what I have. In fact, that's funny. Everybody I've ever known well, even my ex-husband, if we had problems, he'd say to me, "Susie, go give him the look." Apparently I have a look. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what I'm doing it, but apparently it's there.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Well, you know, my mother always used to say, the eyes are the window to the soul. You know, you can see a person from their eyes or their mood, you know. The same with
It's
acting.
true.
You've done acting, you know, you're in Happy Days, you know, the acting thing, it's all in the eyes, it's all in our thoughts. We don't even have to say anything.
I read people immediately, and all I do is look at their eyes. That's all I do.
Yeah.
It's uncanny. I can do it with everybody. Because I actually don't see facades. I don't see the mask. I look right into the soul, and I've done it since I've been a little child. So whatever you're putting on for everybody else, I don't see that. Good example, just before we go on to the rest of it. My husband, who I've been married to for 27 years, I took him to meet Mickey Most, who was my mentor and brought me to England. And we took him for dinner. And his wife, I've only been with him for about a month by this point. His wife called me into the kitchen, and she said, "Susie," privately, she said, "Susie, why didn't you tell us he was so good looking?" And I went, "Is he?" I went back out to the dining room, looked around the corner, I went back to her, and I said, "Yeah."
Wow.
Because that's not what I saw. And he is a good-looking man, but I didn't see that. I saw this kind man who wanted love. And then I saw he was good-looking. I said, "Oh, that's lucky, isn't it?" I didn't know he was handsome. It's the truth. I didn't see it. I honestly. And he's a real good-looking man. Now I see it. Now it's been pointed out, you know. Yeah. But okay. Anyway.
That's right. It says so much, doesn't it, about how we perceive things. What is
Exactly.
the say that corny saying, but true? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
That's
it
another
is
one.
true.
So when you were sort of putting this album together, I was just curious, do you have sort of blocks, or I don't know, does it bring certain things up for you, good or not so good, or whatever, different shades, like, emotionally, obviously, songs are telling a story, you're sharing your soul. How do you talk to us about that part of it?
Um, yeah, this brought up, as you can tell by the very diversity of some of the songs, it brought up so many things. And because I wasn't working at all and I had no other outlet for my creativity, which is what I'm all about,
Yeah.
all I could do was write songs and just put down on paper what I was feeling. Well, I always go deep with my songs anyway, but I went really deep. I mean, things like the Christmas one, which I told you about already, how that was done, and I heard the track coming out and I went running out. That was just how I was feeling. I was missing my husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, isolation blues. My son wanted to call that lockdown blues, and I said no.
Yeah.
And I went and sat out in my little patio where I work. And I remember doing it. I went, okay, this is how I feel. And I wrote it out. All the stuff was born deep. I don't tend to write fiction.
No.
I don't write fiction. And I addressed every feeling that I had. There were some days when I was up, and there were some days when I hit the wall. And whatever way it was, I used it creatively. If I hit the wall, I used it in a positive way. And it takes a lot out of you, but I was raw. I'm still raw now. I'm still writing. I can't seem to. There is just creativity all around me, and I can't get rid of it. So I'm taking it while it's here. I'm really, really feeling it as an artist.
Well, I
Really a
did.
lot.
Mm. I had that thought last night after I listened to everything, and I thought, gee whiz, I've said this before to artists, but the fact that musicians and artists can have that ability to express themselves through what we go through. I mean, wow, that is so powerful, because it's like the hard times, you can really deal with them. It won't let you go too deep, because you always lift yourself sort of through it, through your
Yeah.
expression.
Yes.
And we
You
feel
try to
that.
find a way. Yeah, you try to find a way out of it. I mean, I have no problem. I'm a glass half full girl, but I do a lot of social media right now because I try to lift people up, and I do my daily Instagrams, I do my daily private Facebook, my daily official Facebook, and that's how I start my day. I religiously, and people wait for my posts,
Good.
and that's the aim. I want to uplift if I can, but also be honest. And one morning, not that long ago, I was writing on my daily Facebook page for some reason. Good morning, everybody. Da 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 da. And depression. Don't you come knocking on my door. I'm not letting you in. Which is a strange thing to write, but not really.
Not really.
Because that night at midnight, I hit the wall. Bang!
Yeah.
I was by myself, and I cried for a good hour. The next day, I went on. I was honest about it. I said, by the way, everybody, Big Mouth Suzi, I said, depression, you're not getting in. Obviously, I was feeling it on the edges of my psyche, not letting it in, and it gets you anyway. And I cried, and so what? That's what I said. So hit the wall. If you got to hit the wall, hit the wall. What's the problem? Let it out. All you're going to do is cry. It's no big deal. So I shared that with everybody the next day, and I said, I don't think I'll be saying that again. No, I'm not letting you in. Bang!
We need a good cry sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, it's cathartic. We're a human. We're not on, off.
Nothing wrong with that at all. And I am a very big believer in letting it out. And it doesn't last long with me. Even if I'm mad with somebody, blah, then done. It's out. Get it out.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's out.
And no grudges and all that sort of thing, all that stuff that people sometimes hold on to. I think people are getting better now.
No, when I'm mad, I'm mad. When I'm not, I'm not. And I say it and I don't hold it in. In fact, there was only one time, this is digressing from the album, but it's funny because we're talking about it. I'm the kind to express. unless you hurt me so deeply that I go quiet, and then you know you're in big trouble. Usually, I just go bloom. When I'm mad, I say it. So my husband was here, and he was mad about something. It doesn't matter what it was. I live in a very old, beautiful home, and he was banging the door like a little baby, like a tantrum. Normally, my normal way would be, how dare you do that to my, and get really mad. This time I decided to take the higher ground. I was on my computer and I went, no, this is not my problem. Let him be angry. And I kept her on my computer. He finally got bored with no reaction, went outside in the sun. No. And I was really proud of myself that I was able, because it's not my normal way. I will blow up and then it's done. I went into the front room. I started to play the piano. So proud of myself. And then my heart went like this. And I just went, I'd never felt anything like it before in my life. And I thought I was having a heart attack. I kept trying to talk out of it, and I stood up and I went outside. My husband knew immediately. I said, "Ron, I have a problem." He laid me on the ground. He went, "Uh-oh." He knew right away and went straight to the hospital, test. There's nothing wrong with me.
Yeah.
Nothing. I had an anxiety attack.
Did you?
From keeping in
Oh.
my natural anger.
My God.
So I learned something. That's the only time I've ever done that. Ever. Not expressed it. So, and my husband knows too, if I get that mad, he doesn't say anything. He just lets me do what I'm going to do. Because that was like poison. I actually suppressed my natural, what are you, I should have gone, what are you doing? Stop that. And I didn't. And it was like this. They checked me everywhere. They said, you're healthy as healthy can be. It would have shown had anything happened in your, nothing wrong with you. Whoa. That was a lesson.
It's
Never
also,
again.
Yeah, powerful that what our mind and emotions do to us physically too. That's important that you say that, because it's good for us to remind ourselves of that.
Absolutely.
Be careful how we think and feel, like exactly like not suppress it, let it come out.
Boom. Once you put a problem out on the table, it's actually so nothing most of the time.
That's true.
Yeah, it loses its power. When you speak, it loses its power, By keeping it in, you make it like that. Anyway, enough of the psychology.
No, but you're right, though. That's right. That's the power of humans need humans. Yeah, that we need to talk. Even something so small. Actually, last night there was something on my mind. Something happened. I had something with someone on Messenger. Anyway, it was sort of mild, but it was on my mind and I couldn't sleep. I thought, I need to be up early for Suzi Quatro. I need to be on my A game and I need to get these thoughts out of my head. I couldn't get them out of my head. And I said to my husband, look, if you're still awake, can I just share this with you? I shared it and I fell asleep because I needed to get it out.
Yes. It becomes this big, and really it's only this big. Yeah. It was a good lesson for me. And I've never done it again since. When I'm mad, I'm mad. Even if it's out of order, even if I have to apologize, get it out.
That's it. Not to be scared to apologize. I like that one. I like that one. That's it. Because go through the whole cycle. Okay, anger, then apology. Some people are scared to apologize.
Sorry. Sorry, didn't mean to say that.
That's right. And some people bottle it in too because they don't want to go through the feelings and the apologizing. It's like, I better not say that because then I'll get angry and then I have to say sorry and I don't want to. So I better just, shush up here.
I don't mind apologizing. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Oh,
it's okay with me.
That's more powerful than I think you even realize what you just said, or maybe you do know it's powerful.
If I'm a jerk, I'm a jerk. I'm the first to put my hand up.
Wow.
Anyway.
Well, okay, Suzi Quatro, anything else you want to share with us? How can we, March 26th it comes out?
Yes, there's a new single that being released. It is I Sold My Soul Today, a very unusual video. Ooh, it's an acting video. And I think the next one's going to be Do You Dance? And then the last one will be Motor City Riders, which is my anthem to my hometown. I'm so proud of this album. I'm so proud of it.
I just want to mention that last song, Motor City Riders, as well. I like it how right at the end, the album it pops at the end too. The start, the first song, last song, it's sort of that nice, encapsulates it, that, you know what I mean. The listener will know. They need to get it to know what we're talking about.
Okay, they do. Okay, good stuff.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. We had a nice conversation like we always do, and I'll talk to you the next time.
Perfect. Enjoy your wine and cheers with H2O. There you go. Cheers.
Great. And when you're mad, be mad, okay?
That's it. Where's your wine?
Cheers.
Oh, there
I
it
got
is.
my glass of champagne. Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
See you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.